Can you smell what the flock is cooking? Flock up and flock off, not you. You stick around because it's about to go down. You now flocking the most energetic entity in the Eagleverse. Hail the Maniac Monday, once again flocking with the Eagle Maniac. Let's flock and go. Who knew about Drew Moon and Jihaad Campbell? Rookies out here making moves, doing big things over here. What else we got for your flock posse today, baby? We're going to get into a few things, man. Ain't been here in a while. Please forgive the hiatus, but I'm back. Hi, haters. You already know how I like to do around this time, about this time, at this time, man. We got, oh yeah, what the flock am I talking about? What else we talking about, bro? We got Jihaad Campbell. We got Drew Moon. And there's something about Metchie. Oh yeah, we're going to get into that. A few other things we got. And yeah, just, you know, on the normal Monday, fun day, how we do, how we like to get down when we get down, how we get down. You know, and of course, a little bit about the Browns game. Yeah, and what we could do concerning the Browns. But before we get into any of that, let's get the Nets keeping out of the way. Please like and subscribe. If you about that fly, Eagles fly. Drop a comment in that box if you flying with the flock. Even if you're not, do remember, join the Maniac thing. Note again, you hit that bell, you get a boom whenever I'm on this YouTube thing. And while that's the Maniac thing, let's keep the main thing the main thing. Hope this video finds you in good vibes. Fly, go fly, skies. If you're not there, I hope this helps you get there because we about to go there. Oh yeah. So I want to get, because of course I'm watching the replay of the preseason game. Yeah, Drew Moon, bro. Like, this dude, like, just Johnny on the spot. He's about that ball. But speaking of Johnny on the spot, man, Johnny on the spot. Johnny is now with the flock. Johnny this flock. PHlock, a Philly lock. If you're picking up what I'm laying down, stop playing with us. Regardless of whom or what, man. It just seems like Howie wants to grab these guys that he wanted before, and he got to get them all. I mean, there's a number of things, a number of reasons, because there's question marks all over the Eagleverse right now as to why Howie Roseman will pull off this trade at the time that he's doing it, especially when, I know a lot of people are looking at the defensive backfield like, oh, we need something there. We need something there. Why are we going here on the offensive side of the ball where we feel that was solidified? And I've got so many questions as well as solutions, things that I think that we're trying to do, but only Howie knows in and Howie I hate to, play them types of games, but how he does the damn thing. How he busting the stupid dope moves. He works for Jester Bon Laurie. He just be maxing and cooling and signing everybody. Like I always say, early in the preseason, early in the offseason, rather, how he doesn't really get crazy, but he did a few things early on in this preseason. In this offseason. And now, I say it always, it's like people are always with the fast and furious early on, but how he always comes through with the late and luxurious, and a lot of people in the Eagleverse do not think it is over, and this dude is about to do the damn thing. So, my thoughts at first, just like everybody else, I'm pretty sure everybody in the Eagleverse, Bird Gang, Eagle Nation, whatever you want to call it, everybody's mind went to, does this mean AJ is not as, or actually more hurt than we think he is? These are the questions. Just seen him at practice right now. He's running around. I saw, who is it? Philly 500 got a live feed going on. Where have I been? Under a rock have I been living under? Trying to fly with the flock. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. Regardless of whom or what, he's got AJ over there looking pretty cool. Albeit he's not in pass. He's just on the ball. So, what can we really tell? These guys are supreme, superior, elite athletes. So, what we would look like with a hurt hamstring, they're not going to look like. They're going to look like they're walking around like normal human beings. You know what I mean? Regardless of what, I couldn't really take anything from it. Philly 500 seems to think it doesn't mean anything. I hope it doesn't mean anything. However, I can see it as an insurance piece because we saw how, for lack of a better term, sad our offense looked last year when AJ was out, when Smitty was out, when either one of those guys missed a game, they weren't on the same page. And then, Jahan Dotson didn't quite get on the right page with him until late in the season. Perhaps the postseason was the most production he put out throughout the season. However, whenever his number was called, I don't know what people are saying. He had a down season last year. When you got guys in your offense like Goddard, AJ, and Smitty, it's going to be hard for a guy to come to any production, let alone when he got to camp around the same time this time last year that we picked up Metchie. So that leaves a lot of calls for pause as far as Metchie goes. Like, maybe there's already chemistry there because of the Alabama alignment. I don't know. So it's just wild to me. So, yeah, first things first, AJ goes through your brain. The next thing that goes through your brain is like, is there something up with Dotson? A lot of people are saying, no, there can't really be anything with Dotson because, Metchie is owed more money than Dotson. And furthermore, like I said, back to the chemistry point, we're seeing chemistry being built between Dotson and Hurts while AJ has been out. So what are we doing? What are we thinking? I don't know. So I don't think it's anything like that. Prior to this arrival, I had it going down what I wanted to talk about today. I was of the thinking that the top six rather, because I don't know what the Avery Williams thing is. Was was Sirianni trying to tell people, listen, look, this guy's great. Look over there, and perhaps, try and get some trade value for him. I don't know, but we haven't heard much of Avery Williams. I mean, I've heard more of Damian. What's up, boys? I knew. Dude, how can I forget this guy? Damian Cooper. Heard more about Damian Cooper in special teams than I have Avery Williams. However, regardless of what I'm trying to get at is top six. We got AJ, Smitty, Dotson. Prior to this trade being made, Dotson, Johnny Wilson, Anais Smith, and Damian Cooper. Those were the six. Now I'm up there thinking, who can we slide? Who can we hide on this practice squad? I don't think Damian Cooper can be hidden on this practice squad. Furthermore, I just told Optimistic Johnson the other day that, we found out Victor Cruz, bro. This dude out of nowhere, undrafted free agent, he's about to go crazy. You haven't seen him go quite as crazy as Victor Cruz did in that preseason many years ago, back in the days. This is like historic times. I think it was like BF, like 2000 BF, before football, before it was even like football as we know it now. It was like in the archaic, ancient ages, antique ages of football when the Giants were actually good. It's crazy. I know you kids have never seen it. It's wild. It was such a weird time. Like how? I feel like the NFL like bought them their GM or something and they became good. Some magic tricks going on. I don't know. But we got wizardry over here on our side. Howie Potter over here busting these stupid throw moves, waving that magic wand, doing all kinds of crazy things. However, back to the point. Damian Cooper, I don't think that's someone that we could sneak onto the practice squad. Johnny Wilson, neither. I mean, he's been showing out in this preseason. He's been after a slow start to camp, he's sort of come on lately. He's kept making big catches in practice and then transferring that to the field, which is, what else? What more could you want? Because we heard this last year in practice. He was doing this, that, and the third. Then in the games, this dude had bricks for hands. What's going on, my man's? Like, catch a damn ball. Like, what are you doing? So regardless of what, we're seeing him do that now. So, and furthermore, his blocking acumen. I know a lot of people may poo-poo that and not put it aside on an attribute level for wide receivers. However, him and especially what we do on this team, dude, it's a skill. It's a highly necessitated skill. So I don't think we're going to see Johnny Wilson get slid into the practice squad. Now, Anais Smith, I mean, he's missed a touchdown in the preseason. I mean, I think this is his third or fourth touchdown, including the regular season that he's caught, which is a lot for a guy that doesn't get that much playing time, albeit preseason and garbage time like we were playing the Giants. I mean, the whole game was garbage. However, and I think we still won. It's ridiculous. They suck so bad. So then you've got, because, you guys know why I'm saying this, because they actually were kind of good the other night with the flock. Get them out of here! But I told you I had this sneaky feeling that they got something going on over there. Not to mention our coach respects their coach on a different level. So, much respect. No, shut up. Look at that. Cooper DeJean, man. Cooper DeJean making the top 100 is wild, man. I fucking love this team. And I got some thoughts on that going later on into the this little video that we put together right here. So, yes, so that leaves me with Anais Smith. Like, he's got the special teams thing, so that's something that you love to have. Some guy that's multi-skilled, somebody that you can put in different places. But we just got Metchie, bro. Not to mention Terrace Marshall is all, but and I believe maybe what we didn't see him was durability. Somebody, we pick him up, guy trying to get his next chance, trying to get another shot. I mean, I've heard he's been showing out, playing well, but I guess probably the injury, gave a lot of cause for pause. Upper management, the upper office, whatever you want to call it, guys like, I don't know, can we trust this guy in the event that one of our top guys goes down? I don't know. So I do like what we're doing with this receiver room. It seems now like we've got studs all over. Everyone's always asking that question about depth as far as our receivers go. I very rarely see them deal with the eye work, at least for not too long, not extensive eyes, so, you know what I'm saying, that the eye work. And just in the event that I don't even want to think these thoughts. Regardless of what these guys, they were running all over us, man. The defense looked crazy the other day, but that was our third string defense out there for the most part, right, y'all? I ain't really starting that game. Like I said, I'm glad Muku and Jihaad Campbell went out there and did their damn thing, right? Drew Moore. So we got these receivers. We've got Terrace Marshall, he's all but gone, and other guys that I heard were making a name for themselves. Some dude, last name Gray, I believe. But now you throw Metchie in here. And off first glance, I see some older plays. Furthermore, we got that Alabama connection back. That's we've all seen the celebration with Smitty and JM3, whatever you want to call them, right? I see them doing their things And so, you know, there's that camaraderie, that connection piece that our organization stands so steadfastly upon is that connection. Guys, that, you know what I'm saying? If you like going to work, one of the main things that Howie said he learned when he was on his little hiatus, when they had him working out of a broom closet in the west wing of the damn building on the other side in Siberia, whatever you want to call it, right? He's like, they sent him out there to learn from other people. And, you know, he's asking all these top executives, top GMs and coaches, like, what's the thing that, you know what I'm saying, really got you, that, you know what I'm saying, that you can tell me that I need to do to keep this thing going, to get this thing going, to make sure my team is the best team, is to find a group of people that you like to work with and work with them. I think I'm getting that right. That might have been a Saban Belichick thing. I don't know. Regardless of what, but it still stands true. You find people you like to work with and work hard with them, and that's going to make the working environment and all the more a better place. So putting these guys back together, I believe, is a big thing. Not to mention, I mean, there's some downsides to it. You know, there's some routes that I see him run, and I'm just a regular layman, and this is just what I'm seeing. I'm not some expert analyst, whatever the case may be. I can only tell you what I see looking through these eagle-colored eyes. You know what I'm saying? These eagle-colored glasses. I wish I had eagle-colored eyes. That would be crazy. So you've got him, I'm seeing him a bit flat-footed sometimes in his routes, but that was a few years ago. So then I'm seeing what he was doing in this preseason that they were saying has been his best preseason since he's been in the league. So he's out there routing up Stingley. Like there's 2 videos. You can see him. If I can find him again, I'll jump down in the comments. You know I'm not going to do it. I'm crazy. I say spinning. However, he's running his routes, and I mean, he's looking slick. He's looking fast. He's looking the part. He looks like that dude. At first, I thought, you know, like, oh, you know, he's just going up with some rookie in camp, you know, I mean, whatever. And then I'm counting the seconds that's taking him to get open. I'm like, you know what? That looked like it was like 6, 7 seconds. Then I look back, count it. It was like, oh, that's 1, 2. Damn, he broke him down in 2, 3 seconds, and that's when you want the ball to be let go. So he looks like he's getting better as far as that part of his game. Another thing that I saw, I believe it's from his videos, his highlights from last season. A lot of times I see Stroud finding him on the scramble plays. And what more would an Eagles team need? You've got all kinds of guys over there. You know, when you look at A.J. Brown and Smitty, these dudes are like 5'2" baseball players. You know what I mean? I don't believe there's anything that neither one of them can do as far as the receiver profession goes. You got them, they can go deep, they can go short, they can route you up, they can post you up. They got hands. They're strong at the point of impact. They've got every tool you want in a receiver, and that's what both of them have. However, we've seen them catch both of them in the scramble drill, right? So, but this guy, it seems to be like he's the number that, because we're watching the highlights, right? It just seems like he was the number that Stroud was dialing up when it came to off-schedule plays and finding a guy or a guy getting open. Like, it just seems like he excels. Like, just from what I saw, albeit it's the highlights, what I'm saying, that is one thing that I really like about it as far as what he's bringing to the table. Like I said, there's just something about Metchie. I don't know what it is. And furthermore, we liked him coming out. There's a few guys that we got in this draft that we like coming out. And there's Drew Moore again with another. Still's getting INTs and... Oh my gosh, bro. This dude's all over the damn field, man. INTs and fumble recoveries. Please, don't make me have to lose my freedom. I mean, they should arrest Howie for what he does to this league, man. Day in and day out. And this is just another form of how he's just doing this. Another thing that got me, has given me not so much cause for pause, but speculation as to how and why. And then once again, it seems like once Howie makes a deal with the team, it seems like he always goes back and there's something else brewing, like there's some type of backdoor voodoo pause, magic going on that we're just not privy to, because you do a deal with this team, and I'm like, he's like, listen, if this Kenyon Green guy doesn't work out, you know you want to get rid of Metchie, like, you know what I'm saying? Just slide him over here. If we end up cutting him, just slide him over here. We give you those draft picks back. And basically, they did a pick swap of them, swaps the picks that they made when they did the CJ trade and the Kenyon Green. So I guess we're looking at it like maybe to save face. And I heard Howie on the what's them dudes' names, man? He's on a podcast last week, Busting with the Boys. And he's speaking to how, you know, the respect that he has for these other GMs. I mean, everyone outside looking in, we're like, dude, what is 500? Howie robbery, bro. Like, ski mask Howie, as our boy Lord Brunson says. Like, dude, all kinds of snakery, fakery, killery, dillery, whatever he's doing, man, is wild. But we all see it like, dude, we got, and I was big on Treylon Burks during that draft. I wanted him bad. When we got Jade, I'm like, there was 2 guys. They're like Kyle Hamilton? That sounds like a singer. That's his name, right? Regardless, it was Kyle Hamilton, I believe, and Treylon Burks. 2 guys that I was big on during that draft. And he's right there. I thought, well, yeah, because we had 2 first rounders, right? Yeah, regardless. So he's up, he's moving up, and then boom, next thing I know, Mega Maniac's telling me, he's like, we got AJ Brown. Stop playing with me. Why you play so much? Why are these kids always messing with their parents? It's wild. What are you doing to me? And then sure enough, like half a second pops on the screen, we got AJ Brown. Oh my flocking goodness. As far as that goes, everyone saw that as how he just completely fleecing this dude, taking his money from him. However, on Busting with the Boys, he spoke to the respect that he has for this guy. He knew the position that he was in. So he's not going to sit here and down talk anybody or play anybody. Furthermore, when you do that, no one's ever want to trade with you again. It seems like that's kind of where we're leaning towards, because we saw what was going on during the draft. Nobody even wanted to pick up that number. I mean, we called about 30 people just to get the 31st pick. It's wild. We moved up once. One spot, but still got the guy we wanted, because who knows who else was working to go and try and grab Jihaad Campbell, because whatever they was doing for those next 20 picks after pick 10 and not grabbing him, I think everyone's going to be perturbed, upset, mad at themselves and not grabbing that guy, because he looks like he's showing out. Appearing to be a stud already, albeit it's only preseason. However, back to the point, you see that the respect that he gave this guy that we all look at as a whole bozo. I mean, even the organization did. They fired him. However, just the respect that he gives him. So I feel like how he garners some sort of respect, because he doesn't completely try to, at least in their eyes, try to flamboyant and kill people. We see it differently. However, I guess they do it. They see it differently than us. But it's fine, and it works out to our advantage. I say all that to say that the Kenyon Green thing, us possibly kicking him to the curb, because, I mean, the dude's still hurt. We haven't seen him. It seems like that's the way our organization is going now. You don't show me now, Flock later, get the Flock up out of here. So, it was ever since the Rager thing. Actually, no, we could even go back to Carson Wentz. As great as he was, man, I was watching some of his old highlights. Carson Wentz was that dude, man. Nice. If only he could have maintained that. However, I'm super duper happy and elated that we have Jalen Hurts. Don't ever get that flocked up. You heard me? Listen to sidebar, man. Maniac cousin, Commander fan, bro. Commander fan, hit me up this morning, yo, this is how Eagles fans look at Jalen Hurts, and it's a picture of Jalen Hurts' face on top of Martin Luther King. What are we talking about here, man? I told him a long time ago. I said we rock the jersey, we got the name on the front. I'll be at the back too. But it's about the Eagles, bro. Whatever you talking about, our team is on top. Love Jalen Hurts, and he's trying to make me, he's trying to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Pull the carpet out from under me. You feel me? So I can say something crazy about Hurts, and then years later be like, see, you didn't even really like him. Nah, man. Hurts is that dude, but the Birds is the teams. Don't ever forget that. So I just had to let that be known, man. What are we talking about? I don't even get these weird jokes, bro. I told him. He said, there's 16 other running quarterbacks that could have won the championship with the Eagles. I said, so what? You want a trophy for that? Guess what? We got that W, boy. I still got the W in the bag from that day, because I was like, the W's in the bag, boy. BTA, I had all of that before we was even talking about this. I had a W in my Eagles clear see-through book bag that you get at the stadium, bro, and a belt. I was on this before. I tell you, there's something between me and my team. We're on the same ESPN nation. Something like that. Brainwaves. It's crazy. However, back to the point. What was the point? I don't know. However, we've got all of these receivers, man. And I just don't know what we're going to do about it, but I'm glad we're doing it. And I just think there's some type of deal that was going on in the background. If Green walks away, we're going, you got to give us, just to save face so we don't look crazy over here. If we cut him, you got to send us Metchie. You don't even want Metchie. Metchie's not even in your program. You guys drafted 5 flocking receivers. And you got Nico Collins. You tell me you cutting Tank Dell? Yeah, I know he's injured. It's not happening, though, amongst other guys that they have over there, right? So it's you know what? Just for us to save face, you get your pickbacks. Let us get Metchie. And you know what I'm saying? We're good to go. I just don't know how this fits into this puzzle, this 4D chess that Howie plays. But whatever it is, it works for me. If he likes it, I loves it. You heard me? So let's flock out with that. Next thing is Drew, Moore, and Campbell, bro. So, I mean, these dudes came ready to play. It's just so dope to see your top 2 picks in the draft coming into fruition. I mean, Rob, Ty Dolla $ign flashed first in the first game. Well, I mean, so did Jihaad Campbell. I mean, he's all over the place. If he comes down with that interception in the first preseason game, we're losing our collective minds in Philadelphia. And as Eagles fans, I'm in New York. My heart stand Philly. You feel me? But yeah, regardless of whom or what, we've got these guys coming out, showing out as soon as they get into the league, as soon as they get into the game. Drew Moore wasn't able to make the first game, so then he steps up here and he's like, you know what? I got lost time to make up for. Jihaad Campbell comes out already. He's like, okay, I showed y'all something game one. He comes out this game, first drive, first series, boom, sack straight up the middle, a heat-seeking missile. He's taking quarterbacks out. He's kicking ass and drinking names. He's out here doing the damn thing. He's got me hyped. Then next thing you know, okay, they're scoring. I'm like, this is trash, man. I want to turn this bull off. What is going on, man? Like, whatever, second team BS. Nah. And then Drew Moore, just like sidebar. Our boy Malcolm Jenkins has his own podcast. Make sure you guys go and check it out. He has his own YouTube channel. First episode, he's talking about that game. We all know that game. I believe it was Pat Shermer's first game. We're going up against the Patriots. We're having a trash season. I believe that's when Chip Kelly had just gotten fired. Right. Yeah. So we ain't looking to go. That was a precursor for what we was going to do to the Patriots next game. And just like this preseason games that we just watched, that towards the end of the season game was like a preseason game for us to see what we was going to hang on to after we got rid of Chip, right? So you got Malcolm. He's out there doing his thing. And I'm like, dude, like, we fired our coach. We got him to play for the rest of the season. I'm getting ready. I'm ironing my clothes. We're about to step out. But Malcolm Jenkins made me sit my ass down because you just saw him from the moment that game started. Heat-seeking missile all over the place. Johnny on the spot. Whatever you want him to do, he was doing it. He's like, I'm coming up and playing nickel. I'm playing safety. I'm playing corner. Whoever their best player is, I'm covering that player because I'm the best player over that team. And I don't think he gets enough credit for that. Not to mention, shout out to him for getting his jersey retired, going into the Eagles Hall of Fame. So, yes. Oh, yes. I knew it when I said, yo, out of everyone on this team, I got to get him Malcolm Jenkins' jersey. This seems to be legendary, albeit he was gone within a year of me buying this jersey. But I'm like, you know what? I'm not changing the name. I'm not sending it to Stitch Fix. This is Malcolm Jenkins. He's a legendary Eagle. And for moments like those, not to mention his moments that he had on our Super Bowl run and the moments that he had in that game, just completely decapitating Brandon Cooks, like, wow. Like, I'm an Eagles fan. I don't know if you know. Crazy. Out of my mind. Kill them all. I don't care. Not gonna lie, that Brandon Cooks hit hurt me. I was like, oh my. Is he dead? But is he dead? What do you mean is he dead? He's laying on the floor like a newborn baby. It's not funny, but it was funny as hell. Regardless of what. So that's what Drew Moore did to me during this game. I'm sitting there like, I'm turning this off, man. Flock is going on. He says, sit your ass down, boy. Let me show you something. Drew Moore pulls up, pick six, splitting the receivers. Like, what is this? What kind of crazy instincts does this guy have? I knew it. I felt this way about Rasul Douglas, however the team, the management, the coaches didn't feel the same, but Rasul was a ball hawk, right? Whenever he got in there, he got to that ball, but they just couldn't stand with the other mistakes. That's the type of coach Shorts is. I feel Fangio's the same type of guy. That's why we're not saying Sidney getting the play that I feel he deserves, because whenever he's out there, people are talking about this like, oh, Sidney ain't never done like, you know, I love Drew Moore. So far, so good. I'm loving what I'm seeing. But they're acting like Sidney don't do this in regular season real games. Like he's Johnny on the spot. Whatever the shortcomings he may have in practice that we're not privy to, that I'm pretty sure all the people, you know, at these practices, they of course they know better than I do, but I can only go off of what I see. And when I see Sidney in the game, we're talking about pick sixes for 99 yards. Like, what are we talking about here? So I don't want to completely poo-poo Sidney Brown. But this kid, he seems to be technically sound and Johnny on the spot, ball hawk extraordinaire. Like, what are we talking about? Splitting the defenders. Then it's like, okay, for my second act, I'm going to show you that I'm a safety. As small as I am, I will get up in that box, do the dirty work, snatch that ball up out the dirt, recover it, and say, come on, y'all. Like, what y'all? Come on, man. Can y'all stop playing with me? Check, please. Garcon. The job is mine. Right? I mean, as much as I love Sidney Brown, I mean, may the best man win. You feel me? And that's how I'm looking at it. Love seeing what these two are doing. And as far as that goes, oh, man, yeah, there's still more to talk about as far as... for whatever reason, I'm just going to throw it out there. I like Sykes. Sykes seems to be popping up. I believe he played for the San Antonio Brahmas or something in the other league, AFL, UFL, USFL, whatever. Damn it, lost it. However, I like this kid Sykes, man. When he's another one of them dudes, man. Whenever he's on the field, he does something. PJ, Patrick Johnson. I found myself sitting like I'm walking and watching the game at the same time. Like, I fucking love Patrick Johnson. Don't know why. What it is about this guy, pause, relax yourselves, all right? Just saying. Things that this the winner, he's never one of those guys. Whenever he's on the field, he makes something happen, man. So much to the point that the Giants tried to snatch him up. Well, they did snatch us up from him last year. We tried to sneak him on the practice squad. They said, get over here. But the dope thing about that, they did it after week 1, and our boy PJ got himself a damn Super Bowl ring. Oh, yeah, and he said he was still happy over there watching those guys. And it's like, yeah, our G League 10 got one from us, man. But we sure do got a lot of them guys over here. I'm loving how I'm hearing Hunt talk about Azeez Ojulari. Like, and he did a little work the other day. I think he's more of a regular season guy. Let's put some bubble tape on him. We know he has an injury history. So, you know what I'm saying? We're going to let that flock. We're going to let that rock. Oh, there goes the INT. I thought I was past this part. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was just watching the highlights. That's what it was. So yeah, there's just something about Metchie. I'm liking Sykes, PJ. There's this 3-name guy, something Castro, another. I had him down on my notes from last week. Wasn't able to make it on here, regardless of what. Derek Powell, Cooper, Robinson, Ross Tucker was hilarious the week before. Castro Fields, yeah, that dude with the 3rd down stop last week, not this week that just passed, the week before that. Game 1 preseason, yeah, he was out there doing work. So yeah, there's a lot of guys, and the enviable task of cutting that roster down to 53. Glad it ain't me, but I'm also glad of who the hands that it's in. Howie and that coaching staff. I trust anything that they're throwing out there on the table. The pick of a Metchie definitely feels weird. I just hope nothing weird comes from it. And next thing I know, I'm seeing Damien on the Flock and Giants being their Victor Cruz Part 2. That would piss me off. I feel like their owner right now. Like, I'd lose sleep if I saw Damian Cooper on the Giants. I'm just saying. It's crazy. Saquon Barkley's on the cover, bitch. I'm sorry, I had to put that out there. It just makes me laugh every time I say it because, you know, other cousin Maniac, she's a Giants fan. Like, she's talking crazy in the threads too. So she sent a picture of us losing to the Browns in the preseason. I'm like, I sent a picture back of me biting my fingers and then emoji laughing. Like, what are we talking about here, bro? What are we talking about here? And then I sent a picture of Saquon Barkley on the cover of Madden 26, just, you know, the reminder that, yeah, we used to have this guy. And then the Eagles, in my opinion, well, before we get into the Browns, we got the this backfield. I'm seeing some crazy equations that could go down because of what Drew Moore has done. I definitely do believe that he deserves to be out there on that field. Then I heard today they had Cooper DeJean playing CB2 and the base defense, meaning there was no nickel back in there, nickel cornerback. So as that stands, you got Quinyon. So I could even expound upon that if we were to go into a nickel down package type deal. I'm seeing if we want to keep it like that. Don't know if we're going to. Don't know how that would pan out because Cooper DeJean is so great at the slot position. But it's just awesome that Vic Fangio has many tools at his behest to dispatch these cornerbacks, safeties, linebackers, whatever you want to do with them. It's just one of the things that I would love to see. I'm just throwing it out there early, so when y'all do see it, remember you heard it here first with the Eagle Maniac. You got Quinyon, Cooper, cornerback 1, cornerback 2 in the slot. We could throw Drew Moore even. We know he's played nickelback down in back in Clemson. We've also got Mac McWilliams out there. We could throw him in the slot position. Whichever one of those guys goes there, we could throw the other one at safety. Or, like I said, let Mac learn a little bit more. Throw Drew Moore over there at the nickelback spot. Then you throw Sidney Jones back there at safety because I don't care what no one says. I still have an affinity for this guy. I feel he's a crazy ball hawk too, and he's a hard hitter. Come down there and make some crazy things happen. And that's just the hit squad right there, back there with Reed Blankenship. Like, that's just killers over there. Guys willing to come up, lay that hat. Not to mention Mac could do the same thing. And just, we got a few things that we could do. I mean, and we haven't even brought up Eli Ricks, Ringo, or Dory Jackson even into that fold, which I think will probably be the 7-8 guys that we keep. No, because we're going to know that. No, because, yeah, you got a safety room, then you got a DB room. So, you know, I mean, they're all DBs. But I believe that the safeties don't go into the equation of which guys you're going to keep. I think you keep 6 cornerbacks and 4 safeties. If I recall correctly, I believe one year I think we had 3 safeties. And then but then the added component to that is that a lot of these guys have cross-trained at multiple positions in the defensive backfield. So there's all kinds of things that could go on, but that's one that I would definitely be intrigued to see that last lineup that I said, because I'm just trying to get Sidney Jones out there, Coop on the edge. We don't even know what that would be like. So I'm wilding OD. I know it, but whatever. It's just things you throw out there, and you never know what you see throughout the course of a season. Like the things that we saw last season as well, like to not blitz once in the whole damn Super Bowl and come away with 6 sacks. Get that T-shirt. Flocking Mitches. And then you've got last, I'm gonna leave you with this because of what we saw going on with the quarterbacks in this last preseason game. We're looking at McCord, and I'm talking to you, DTR. Like, they left a lot to be desired. DTR looked a bit more serviceable than McCord early, but then he threw the weird ass interception, which basically gave them the game. I didn't like us getting the penalty for the field goal and then going for the 2 and not doing the push when we early in the game did the push with McCord. We did the beak sneak, the brotherly shove with McCord, and then at the goal line we didn't do it. I didn't know what was going on with that. I know it's only a preseason game, so I'm flipping out. I'm not even really flipping out. I'm just saying it's just something that I would have preferred to see, and then get the W, because I want to go one of these years 21-0. Like no losses in the preseason, no losses during the season, no losses in the Super Bowl. I know I'm crazy. I mean in the playoffs. We can't say that as B word, Jack. We're done. We already did that. Relax, cool out. You know what I'm saying? It's a new year, new bid. You know what I'm saying? We're starting this thing off right. I want to try and get this thing green, man. You know any stylists out there? But regardless of what, the backup quarterback position left a lot to be desired on Saturday. So I do believe we need to do something with that. And what better place to go than the team that we were just playing? They've got 4 or 5 guys over there. We're talking about Flacco, Pickett, and then the 2 rookies. You're not keeping 4 quarterbacks. You're going to try and sneak one of those onto the practice squad. I mean, where there's a will, there's a way. I guess they could try and put all those guys on the active roster. They don't have the deepest roster in the world to begin with, so there are probably a lot of guys that they could sneak onto that practice squad. So, yeah, that didn't cross my mind until I started saying this out loud. Sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes this is what the therapy is for, right? But in the event that they do try to slide one of those guys on the practice squad, I think that would be the team that we should go. I mean, albeit I know that McCord was a 5th-round pick. You would hate to drop a guy like that on the practice squad, risk losing him, but I don't see him putting anything out there that would cause us to lose him or anyone to come up and peruse him at all. Like, I don't see it, albeit these are preseason games. They ain't scheming for nothing. They ain't putting real plays out there. They don't have their real protection up front. You don't have the best players out there with you. So there's all kinds of excuses we can make for the McCords and the DTRs. They just didn't look good. They didn't look good at all. So I wouldn't mind dropping both of those dudes on the practice squad. And if by some grace of God, some will, some way that we were able to snatch up Pickett again, because we saw him in real games. I know you might not think he's the best guy out there. However, he did prove himself serviceable late last season when we threw him in when Jalen Hurts was injured. And then when he got hurt, we threw in, of course, Tanner McKee. And Tanner McKee just looks the part ridiculously, so much to the point they didn't even throw him out there on the field last week. Like, oh, this is precious cargo. Ain't no way we throwing this dude on the field. We keeping him for the season in the event that we need him. If we do see him, I don't even want to get into that once again. However, I do believe that's some way we could look. I mean, sheesh. Not to mention, as much as I hate to say, those Giants, 4 quarterbacks. We was watching all the way late in the 4th quarter down with Jet Maniac Brolaw, right? He's over there. We watching, and I'm seeing Dart. I'm seeing Russell Wilson. I'm seeing even Winston. Like, God damn, this dude. And then I saw another pretty ball down the middle, but then he ended up throwing an interception. So yeah, I wouldn't want. But just saying, even DeVito looked good for a second out there on Saturday night, I believe it was, Giants versus Jets. So I mean, yeah, there's a lot of places we could go. And then again, we don't know what we're seeing over there in that locker room. For all we know, this could be smoke and mirrors, us throwing out there, making them look bad. Because I do think a lot of the times during the preseason, at least the way we coach our team, we trying to put stresses on these guys out here. And actually, coaching to put them in bad situations and see how they persevere through that. So, there's a lot left to speculate when it comes to preseason ball and what's really going on. I just know what we saw, and we can only speak on what we saw. DTR and McCord did not look like the thing out there the other day. It was weird, but those two have a lot to learn. You would think. I just see the other thing. I forget who was speaking on this. Like DTR and UCLA, like we saw this guy do things, bro. Like this dude was his escapability and all kinds of things. I don't believe I've seen him scramble once since he's been here. Maybe we're just trying to keep that under wraps. We know that our organization also likes to keep guys healthy. Like, you know what I mean? If we ain't got to do it, don't do it. Relax. Don't crazy. There's no need to be putting yourself in harm's way in a preseason game. We know what you can do. And furthermore, we need you to own these skills, not those skills. So I guess I get it. furthermore, before we get out of here, oh yeah, and then he was over there with Chip Kelly. I recall him a few weeks ago, you know, praising Chip Kelly, and somebody was like, hey, you might want to ease up on that name over here in Philly. Not to mention, I've seen Deshaun Jackson. Big shout out to Deshaun Jackson and Mike Vick. You know what I mean? Getting the opportunity that they're getting, both coaches in the college level, in the college ranks, and not to mention they're going to have a game going head-to-head at the link. Jeffrey Lurie hooked that up. D-Jack said he got the home locker room, so he's really the home team. That's dope for them. But I heard him speaking to, was it John? I forget who he was. He was speaking to Dave Spadaro, I believe it was. He was talking to him about the offense. He's like, yeah, we're a real high-tempo offense, fast-tempo offense, no huddle, kind of like, that, and I was like, oh, he was about to say Chip Kelly. He was about to say about Chip Kelly. I mean, I think at some point, you got to let bygones be bygones. As much as I can't stand him either, but he did a lot of good things for us also. I hearkened to Lane Johnson speaking to some of the benefits. He was like, it wasn't all bad. Learned a few things from him, how to take care of myself, how to take care of our bodies a bit better. And, he brought that aspect into this organization. And all of us, I believe, we're still benefiting from some of the things that he brought into the organization as far as health goes, right? So, shout out to him. And I think, at some point, LaShawn and Deshaun just might need to let that go, ease off on that. Let bygones be bygones. Hopefully that man has learned from his mistakes, and as well they should also. You feel me? I mean, yeah. And I'm pretty sure Mike Vick could be the one to let them know how this thing goes. Like, we all make mistakes in life. It's not about what you do when you're down. It's about how you get back up, whatever the case, something like that, right? Regardless of what, to the next time, make it your best time. In the meantime, between time, keep it a green time. You know how I like to do around this time, about this time, at this time. It's always equals o'clock around here. Open your eagle eye, pump your beak in, give it a, it's selling with me. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles, let's fucking go. That was a preseason style chant. We're gonna get this thing going in the coming weeks. Can't wait for the season to get here. I think we're less than 3 weeks away from kickoff against the Bow Boys. Make them boys bow down. Get the flock out of here. Whoa. Let's get the flock out of here.